You know that no one in this room sees the same thing, right? Otherwise, you'd never have problem. You'd all agree with everything. So you know you all see differently. But we get frightened when you don't see what I see. So we immediately go to war, duality. You're over there, side. If we understand the other side, there is no side. Here's where you get to lose side. How many of you know your anger doesn't work anymore? Anger worked in the 50s. Anger worked in the 60s. Principals got to spank the kids in the class. Power kept you in line. So you're still stuck with old remnants of your parents and grandparents that don't work anymore. How many of you get angry and know it doesn't work, but you can't stop the anger? So we're going to learn to trade up. Why not? Be the leader. Guide a new order of things. If you're guiding a new order of things, doesn't that mean if you're guiding a new order of things, you don't know where you're going? You can't be guiding a new order of things if you've already been there. So if you're guiding a new order of things, you've never been there. And if you've never been there, you don't know where you're going. So stop being pissed you don't know where you're going and start leading. And if you step off the cliff and you die, bye-bye. And if you don't, you just stepped beyond your maximum self. And it becomes addictive, ladies and gentlemen. It becomes addictive to step beyond the self. Here are the tools, the walk, the path, the journey, the train of thought. Lose train of thought, there becomes here, being occurs. You actually learn the tools to identify where your own smallness is and the willingness to risk the step through that is the walk beyond the self, where the miracles occur because it's beyond what you know, not because you're better than someone else. You've just been indoctrinated into a cult and I'm out-doctrinating you to. Only now we learn to stand and trump them. We learn to stand and, how do you say in poker where you raise them? Where you actually go beyond what they're expecting, what they look back across the table and see as powerful beyond measure, instead of, oh, you're 50, you're aging, you're old, let's go get the new, the better, the different. Creativity comes beyond. Everyone watching you can't figure it out. They want what you have. That's powerful, not powerless or power-driven. Our culture is power-driven, yes? You want things. You want to wear the Gucci purse with the name on the outside. You want to show people what you have. You want to get somewhere. You want to be safe. You want to finally be out of the rat race. That's power-driven. And then most of our culture is powerless, serving you as waiters, W-A-I-T, waiters, waiting for when they get to be power-driven, which is a rat race if I'm going to get somewhere. Until you become powerful, I am that with which you're looking for, not arrogant. I get to play the game in front of you. You like it, you don't like it, no problem to me. I got to play. Lead by example. Stand up and start moving. You're magnetically attracted to where you're going. You could spend all night thinking, for 8 hours, what should I do tomorrow? You're still going to get up and do what you're magnetically attracted, habited to do. You are not going to do anything other than that until you become aware that it's your mind that's telling you what's safe, and you become willing to risk taking an action beyond it to disprove the smallness of it. If you're a salesman, the last thing you want to do is sell something. Don't you hate it when people call you to sell something? And you don't even say thank you, I'm hanging up anymore. You just hang up, right? 8 years ago, you'd like, I don't need any thank you. Now you're like, they start talking, you just hang up. Like, and then you call your assistant and go, why do they still have my number? Most horrible thing on the planet is being sold a date, sold a bill of goods, sold anything. When you become the thing, everybody wants it. That's a brilliant salesman. When you only stand for that with which you believe 100% purely in. And the only way to find out you 100% believe purely in it is to play the game, practice. How many of you want to learn a new instrument or go to the gym and you sign up for it and pay all this money and then you go once and never go back? Because in your mind, you were going to be a great guitarist, not you were going to be in the process of fingers bleeding and, that doesn't sound good, and you mean I have to practice again? No, I just want to play the song. First chair flautist in the Philharmonic doesn't know they're a flautist. They think their arm is their flute. It doesn't occur to them not to play. It's not homework, it's their life. And then you look at that and go, I want to be that, but I don't want to do that, I just want to be that. Why don't you go find what calls you? So as an actor, you stop going to get the job. There's nothing uglier than someone going on a date to get you to marry me. It's manipulative, useless, and disgusting, and yet it's what we all do. There's nothing uglier than an actor going to try to get a job. The casting director's looking at you like, I'm not here to give you a job, I'm here for you to give me the character. But to give someone a character requires risk. You must lose yourself, and in this thing you think you want, this job, you must surrender the job for the play of the game of I am that. I get to play in the that, this, here, now. Well, we're not trained to do that. We're trained to go to get because we need, which is what suffering is. Powerless, power-driven, not powerful. Powerful is I am that with which you need. I bow, head below heart, to that with which you need. I serve you. I look out there, see what you need, and then I give it to you. You don't like it? That's up to you. My job is to give you what you need, not to have you like it. Powerful businessmen, powerful healers, powerful leaders live this way. Only they can't tell you why or how they're doing it. I just have the ability to do it and teach it. It's like great directors can cause you. They speak in a way that you see what they mean, you fall in. Bad directors tell you what to do, so you mimic what you think they're telling you to do. If you do what I'm suggesting, and if you're not an actor, do it in your business dealings while you're editing. Know that what you're editing is that with which is in front of you, not the story you think should be told. And your mind will melt because it wants to tell the story. It wants to be good and right and sell it. You're not present. Almost every actor will read a script like this. And instead of making the person in front of them the most important thing in their life, they'll make what they're talking about, the obstacle, the most important thing in their life. And you do it in your life every day because you're American. You make the things you don't have the most important things in your life instead of what's in front of you. If you make the thing that's in front of you the most important person, place, or thing in your life, it's going to melt your brain because your brain's going to start fighting back. But it's not! But they're too short, they're too old, I don't like them, they're not rich enough, it's not right, it's not the right script. That's just your made up who am I not wanting to play yet, wanting to play tomorrow, wanting to play when it's right, wanting to play next Thursday, wanting to wait. You know how to wait and blame and lie. You don't know how to activate. You don't know how to step in no matter what. Step in no matter what, even if you die. Until you die, you've lived.
I was thinking, like, so if I'm in a meeting with Nordstrom and I'm sitting there and we're talking this stuff, and then, oh, hello. If I start the conversation about business, I lose because I'm the neediest.
Well, yeah, because you went there to get something. Instead of you walk in like a pig in shit, you know you got the goods. It's like me and you, me working for you. I know I got the goods. Hire me, don't hire me. But if you hire me, your company's going to double. And if you don't, it's going to continue on the way it is because you got 3 wheels and you're missing a 4th. In the culture, you've got 4 wheels. But in success, you've got 3. Meaning, you don't wake up in the morning excited to go give it, knowing it's working out no matter what. You wake up to go fix things and make things work and hire the right people. And you're just missing the flow. So you show up and pray they take your merchandise, knowing that you need to hit a certain mark in order to make your numbers, in order to keep payroll, in order to make it to next year, in order not to have to put in more of your own personal money, and all of that is too much weight. So you show up to do business, and if you showed up to say hello and hug and ask how Aunt Mary is, and do you still make apple pies, they'd already have bought it. Not a gimmick, can't walk in and act it. Got to become it.
Thank you.
The way we sell things is about creating community. Said, I don't have the right people right now to spend the money on to make it worth the investment, but if you made the investment, you wouldn't need new people, they'd upgrade. Then you wouldn't have to pay for headhunters, and then you wouldn't have to hire and fire, and then you wouldn't have to retrain, and then you wouldn't have to go through all those mistakes, and then you wouldn't, but that's the cultural way. So we make mistakes constantly the cultural way because it makes sense to make mistakes because that's the way you do it.
But there's people we actually want to leave. Like,
Well,
do I really want to upgrade everyone because I want to be in service like that?
No. You don't want to upgrade someone that's leaving, but why are they still there? Why aren't they replaced yet? And giving the information to the people that are staying, because once the information's inside, it flourishes. Waiting to put the information inside is waiting. So it's not 8 people, it's 3 people. It's not, but that the community is now revolving within a consciousness that is dharmic, not karmic. so it's not broken, and so it doesn't need to get fixed. It's rolling out. A great businessman, the last thing he discusses is
Business.
first thing he discusses is community. How are you? How are your kids? How's business? Amazing what's going on in the stock market. Trump's A, B, or C. Creates unity. Now, don't feel sold. I have a bridge into you. You're the most important person in my life, and I cannot live without you. Without you, I don't get your building. I know you need to sell it. Duh, you're selling it. You know I need to buy it. Duh, I've come to buy it. How can we both walk away winning? I'm not going to buy it, not at fair market value, and you're not going to sell it, not at fair market value. But let's look to see who needs to buy it more than who needs to sell it, or who needs to sell it more than who needs to buy it, and then let's create a ratio of whether it's worth it to me. So it's dharmic. Everybody wins. Both people feel like they won. And great businessmen know this guy's a dick, so I'm going to have to give him a little bit more than he thinks he's looking for so that he feels he won. So I'm going to start really high and go down so he won. And then someone else is like, this is a very fair man across from me. If I start high, he's not going to take me seriously. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to be very integral with it. And I'm going to walk away having won, and he's going to walk away having won. Therefore, O-N-E and O-N-E creates W-O-N. When we take an action in kind, in purpose, in grace, when we take an action in joy, when we take an action to cause, we can do it with a knife, but it's dharmic, it's purposeful, it's useful. We call it a surgeon. When we take an action to get what we need against, we hate you, we're getting you to see us because you're wrong. Clinton, Trump, people. Even if you're right, you're wrong because it's karmic. The action is taken against, not for. So even though it's good, it won't work. Who cares what the outcome is? It's really, as soon as you have destruction, you're creating. Some people see destruction as creation, and some people see destruction as destruction. A great entrepreneur sees one's destruction as their creation. That's what they do. They see where you don't see the commodity and what you got, and they go commoditize you. The moment you have an obstacle thought, you're going out of existence. You're bringing something into existence, career, relationship, whatever it is, you're coming into existence till you go, what if I lose my money, my mind, my job, the woman? Now you're going out of existence. And then you wake up after a great dream and see it all again, you're coming back into existence. But nothing is flatline. Nothing. Roses in the garden aren't flatline. They're coming into existence until they're going out of existence. You call old on a woman old. You call old on a flower beautiful. Trying is the absence of doing.
Yeah.
So don't ever try one more second ever in your life. To eradicate try from your vocabulary. Just do it. Make a mistake, do it differently. People laugh at you, you go back. All of you are waiting for these great adventures, but you want to sit on the sidelines and have opinions about the game. Got to get in the game. It requires more of you. I don't want to get in the game until it's the right team, the right girl, the right event, the right experience. I have the right amount of money. It will give me the right outcome. I'll do the right thing. You have to die. You have no say. And while you're here, you don't have to do a damn thing. Everything you do is an honor. You get to do it. Yeah. When you say, I have to do it, you actually lose your own rite of passage. There are people born with sickle cell anemia. There are people born that die within minutes of being born. There are people born without legs. There are people born with diseases. You get to live this life. It is a rite of passage. It is an honor to serve the billions of little sperms that didn't make it. You're the one that did. You fought for this life, and then you threw it away when you got here. You got culturized and forgot to remember what you promised all your brothers and sisters. You're born, you live, and you die, and you have no say what happens to you, whether you're a boy or a girl, when you're born or when you die. And you have no choice but to live. How you live is your choice. Stop buying into, you have 60 years left, and you have no idea what to do, and tomorrow's coming. Every day, wake up and say, I have 3 days left on the planet. And if you want to go kill someone and rob a bank, great. Then you spend the rest of your life in jail. So don't be karmic, be dharmic. Do that with which can't be done, not something cultural that's stupid. You know that thing all of you want to do that you think one day I'll get to it? What if you pulled it out of your back pocket and that became today?